Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. Oh, my alarm's about to go off. 1 second. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. I greatly appreciate them. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It is a broad spectrum reading that I speak about in broad terms. So you need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. It is originally created for Wednesday, the 2nd of November. So we are at the midweek point. If this reading makes sense, by all means utilize it. But if you're seeing it on a different date other than the 2nd of November, that's okay. If it still makes sense, by all means utilize it. I believe the readings find you when they need to. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about, what decks I'm using, how to contact me for a private reading via social media, and easy ways to support the channel. Ways you can do that are by hitting that thumbs up button, subscribing to the channel, leaving me a question or comment, and sharing the video out. I greatly appreciate it. So let's see what the cards have to tell us. I will be referring back to the Sunday reading. That is the underpinning energy. So those cards are at play underneath these cards that we're looking at today. So if you're wondering what cards I'm referencing that you don't see here, by all means, check out that video. It does populate at the lower left-hand corner at the end of this video. So let's see what the card is for today. What does this need to know? What is out there and available to us? What do we need to be made aware of? And tell me also what you guys are thinking of these new decks. So our card for the day is the Five of Cups. So this is about emotions. This is about sadness. This is about sitting with our feelings and dealing with our feelings, even if they don't feel all that great. It can be a feeling of dejection or loss. It can be a feeling of sadness, certainly. This is actually a tumultuous card or a depiction of the Five of Swords with all of that water behind him. I mean, the Five of Cups. I'm sorry, not Five of Swords. The interesting thing, the normal depiction of this is a gentleman looking at 3 cups that are spilled over with 2 cups behind him, and he doesn't actually see the reality of the fact that he still has something to be positive about, right? He's more focused on sort of the sadness and the loss. And there's usually a river in front of him that he needs to be aware he can fill up his cups at any time. What I do like about how this depiction is that there's that sort of that sun from behind the clouds. Although things may seem cloudy, stormy, or upsetting right now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to stay that way. There's some new realization or revelation that's coming to us in the midst of all of this. The other thing that I've noticed about this Five of Cups is although emotionally things may feel turbulent or maybe even slightly overwhelming, he's examining his cups. He's like looking at his situation, right? He's deeply looking at that 5th cup. All 4 of his cups are still standing. They may not be full, but they're still standing. They're not spilled over like a traditional tarot card, right? So he has something to work with here. He has parameters within to study, understand, and reflect. He's actually doing a deep sort of, in my opinion, a deep reflection by looking so deeply into that cup in front of him. It's almost like he still has everything that he started out with. It just might be sort of a better, deeper emotional understanding of where we're at or how we feel, and sitting with that, not necessarily running from it. I'll also say this too, what an interesting thing that pulls my attention from this is the starfish down here. The star always indicates to me, it's one of my favorite cards of the deck, but the star indicates peace after sort of the tumultuous experience of the tower. So there's a peace in this reflection. There should be an honoring or a uh, an acceptance that's going on here as we sit with our feelings, right? And in that sitting with these feelings, I kind of feel like that sun coming out from behind the clouds is a new perspective could be coming to us, or a new understanding. Light could be being shed on this, on a situation for us that we didn't necessarily feel as though we otherwise understood emotionally. But through sitting with it, owning it, and kind of embracing, there's that word from the grounding stone for the week, embracing how we're feeling about a situation may indicate or give us new insight, light, awareness, vision into what next needs to happen for us, or where we next need to move, or how we need to move. Fives are always transitory. So if those of you are feeling a little bit emotional, or maybe even overwhelmed, don't worry, this too shall pass, as they say. Let's go to the Hip Hop Queen's Oracle deck and see which queen is coming to visit us today. Okay, we have Bahamadia, knowledge. I live. She is like, girl, what you doing? She's kind of also looking a little bit skeptical. I felt skepticism a little bit with Kalani yesterday in the word superstition. Knowledge here is there might be an inner knowledge that we're gaining through our emotional sort of feelings, right? Through discord or discontentment, through sadness or letdown, that as we sit with that letdown, or as we study it, as we become comfortable with it, as we embrace it, we will gain a wisdom or a knowledge from this. And that might be the knowledge of this sun up here, right? So don't lose all hope. There's a purpose in all of this. There is an opportunity here to learn something that may, I don't want to say educate. Well, yeah, educate us, I guess, would be the correct word, because knowledge is what Bahamadia brings with her. So Bahamadia knowledge, she's wisdom, learning, experience, and insight. And I feel like that Five of Cups, he's gaining insight by really looking at those cups and really sort of finding, the peace in that starfish, or the light in that sun, after the contemplation that comes with this, right? Remember, underneath this from the Sunday reading is that card of temperance. So we have that major arcana card of sort of staying, calm, even, in our own lane, not reactive, and kind of connecting to our higher self, our higher version of ourselves, and gaining that wisdom. So in addition to having a PhD level lyrical proficiency, Bahamadia is one well-versed in the business behind the music. The Philly native self-managed her career, keeping a copy of Donald Passman's Bible, All You Need to Know About the Music Business, tucked under her arm as she attended record label meetings and made power moves. Her albums Collage and BB Queen combined thought-provoking lyrics with experimental production. She knew what she was doing, and she did it well, and she still stands as one of the top female lyricists in the world. She signed, sealed, and delivered her bars, all wrapped in a voice that's both sharp and smooth. It's not the worst idea for you to bone up on some skills that may have gotten a little rusty. Educationally speaking, even if you feel like your experiences have taught you so much, seek out new books to feed you more. Going back to school, taking online classes, or learning a new language, these are all good starts. But Bahamadia's card reflects a constant quest for knowledge. Even when you feel lost, you'll have the gift of knowledge and be glad you stayed one step ahead in the game. Just know where the ledge is. Now that one statement here, that Bahamadia's card reflects a constant quest for knowledge, even when you feel lost. That Five of Cups energy could feel like a loss, or we could feel lost in our emotions. But again, sitting with that and contemplating that and doing a deep dive or deep study for the knowledge that Bahamadia represents within these emotions, within these feelings we might be going through, and remaining keeping that sense of temperance about us, that calm about us as we move through this, could bring us the very knowledge or wisdom that we need. Now let's look to the clarifiers. The first card out is the Seven of Cups. Okay, we have more emotional energy. Seven of Cups is about confusion, having one too many choices, not knowing which one is the right one. What's practical? What's not? Are we weighing logic against emotion? Is that adding to our confusion? Is that what's asking us Is that where that underpinning energy of temperance is coming in, asking us to, excuse the phrase, but calm the heck down and just kind of listen to our own inner wisdom, right? That there is a guidance here, and that if we get ourselves a little bit overwhelmed, we see all of these clouds here, they will clear at some point, and the sun will shine again, right? The truth will shine, the light will shine, our answer will come. So if we do feel a bit of an emotional confusion as to what decision to make or what thing to choose or which way to go, kind of stay calm. Really just piece your way through this day if you need to. And then the next card is the Knight of Swords. This could indicate a little bit of clarity. Swords is about communication and that of how we think, how we communicate. The Knight oftentimes rushes in, right? This could be new news coming to us or new awareness coming to us. Our end card this week is that Page of Swords, where we might have to adapt to a new way of communicating or knowledge that we've acquired this week, and utilizing it in a way that may not feel totally familiar, but we will learn how to utilize it. We will learn how it will be sort of like our truth. This Knight of Swords could be the indication of the beginning of that truth coming in or flooding in. He oftentimes moves quickly, right? So there could be a quick shift change today, even amidst the confusion or the emotional maybe upset or discord that we might be feeling, that could clear away some of these clouds, right? He's got his sword up, he's flying in, he's ready to, cut away some of probably the emotions that we're seeing in these Cups card at some point today. So I would say expect a point of clarity either through an outside source or within our own mind that gives us a starting point or a vantage point from which we can work from. My only warning with the Knight of Swords is we don't want to be too impulsive or jump in or make too many assumptions too quickly. Seek clarity and utilize that clarity for our own well-being. Seek those new messages or those new answers, but don't necessarily wield them in a way that's impulsive, right? Use them to your advantage. Be intelligent about what you learn and how you learn it. And then the last card, and this is interesting because our first clarifier of yesterday was the Knight of Cups. We have the King of Cups. Now, he's definitely focused on the future, right? And the King of Cups to me is like the sort of the authority of the emotions. So whatever it is that we're challenged by, maybe in the beginning or the midpoint of the day through this 5 and the 7 of Cups, I do believe by evening or by the end of the day, we have more clarity. Our emotions have settled, right? The King into something that we can deal with, that we can make productive, that we can utilize, right? Something that we can embrace even. Let's go back to that grounding stone of this week. Embracing how we feel, even if it's confusion or a discontentment, and finding clarity around that through the Knight of Swords will bring us power, will bring us wisdom, will bring us knowledge, even if it's more knowledge solely about our own emotions. That's the King of Cups, how we feel about a situation, person, or thing. That's the King of Cups. And then we can move into the future with the security and the authority of that, right? That is the King. He loves, right? But he's not probably as emotionally demonstrative or as free with that love as, say, the Queen of Cups or maybe even the Page of Cups, right? But he knows when to love, how to love, who's deserving or what's deserving of his love. And he doesn't necessarily just throw it about wildly. He can be somewhat reserved with it, careful with it. So we might be careful with our emotions or who we share those emotions with by the end of the day today. We might be careful with what knowledge or wisdom we gain out of our introspection today. We don't necessarily want to just idly throw it about, right? And just hand it off to anybody and then let their opinions or voices maybe change that for us. To me, there feels to be like, although it's like kind of a little bit emotional and maybe challenging today, there's a clarity that comes to us and a wisdom that comes to us, or a knowledge per se, that it actually empowers us in the end and gives us the way to sort of, like Bamadia would do, write our own song, right? In such a way that's specific to us, that sings to maybe our heart or from our emotions, and that's from our truth and our own wisdom. Now, the grounding stone for the day is faith. Having faith in ourselves first and foremost, and then also having faith in our emotions is going to be key today. How we're feeling, having faith that that new clarity will come when we need it to. And when we get that clarity or that knowledge, that wisdom, we can put it to good use, right? We can utilize it to our advantage. We can utilize it to almost steady ourselves or ground ourselves in this truth and utilize this truth to move forward in a place of love, control, authority, power even, that should be beneficial to us, that should help us, but remain, in that faith that we have this, that we've got this, that we are capable and we have the wisdom to make this happen or to take this on, whatever this emotional challenge may be. Okay, that is your reading for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, by all means, leave me a question or comment. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell and share the video out. Help me get the word out there that I'm here on YouTube. Be in faith today, you guys, and just move through this day with grace and temperance. You will find your answers and you will feel secure before it's all said and done. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.